So lay down, the threat is real. When his side goes red again.
You ready to play some shit? Some nasty shit? Some rotten shit? Some smelly shit? Some shitty shit? Well, it was recently my birthday. And my friend got me something. My friend Eric got me something, and I'm willing to bet it's a video game because we all know how much I love video games. So, let's see what he got for me. Well, yep, he did get me a video game. And he also packed a note with it. What does his note say? Hey man, I just want to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you like the game. It's a good one. Well, peace out, man. Thanks, Eric. Means a hell of a lot. So, well, let's pop this game in. Godzilla? Really? Godzilla a bad game? How the hell is Godzilla a bad game? There's no possible way. Godzilla, the king of the monsters. He first appeared in a 1954 Japanese film, and since then, he has gone on to become a worldwide pop culture icon, starring in 28 films produced by Toho. The monster has appeared in numerous other media incarnations, including video games, novels, comic books, and television series. So how can Godzilla possibly suck? Maybe it'll be a good game. Let's find out. So here we go, Godzilla for the NES. I find it funny he's blocking half the title. Seriously, what's up with that? Well anyway, the story of the game rolls by. 2000 XXX AD. Remember when the year 2000 sounded so far away and so high tech? Man, those were the days. Anyway, this is ridiculous. I mean, couldn't they have made the text go by any quicker? Who's gonna have the patience to wait for this shit to load? I stopped giving a shit after a minute. Yes, an entire minute, and it still wasn't done loading yet. Well, here we go, baby. We're gonna be destroying buildings, fighting with the other monsters, beating the hell out of each other, just trampling everything in sight. Here we go, baby. What in the hell is this? What are we playing? Godzilla the fucking board game? You're playing as Godzilla or Mothra and you move across these spaces. From there, you move your character and enter into these side-scrolling pieces of shit the game designers call levels. You attack by kicking or whipping your tail with these piles of rock. Godzilla also has his atomic breath. Now, I just have one perfectly legit question. Why the hell are we in space fighting piles of rock and random projectiles? Why aren't we destroying buildings and kicking some monster ass? That's what Godzilla's all about, not this crap. You literally do nothing except break down piles of rock every 2 seconds with some of the worst controls I can recall in a long time. It just feels sluggish as hell, not to mention there's a slight delay in how Godzilla attacks. It takes a second or two to register. It kinda reminds me of Dragon's Lair, but not as bad. You can either break down the piles of rock by attacking them or using your atomic breath. And speaking of atomic breath, you press start to use it.
pressing select pauses the game. Isn't that a bit odd? Gamers have been programmed to think that pressing start pauses the game, not pressing select. Couldn't they have swapped that around? What's up with the way Godzilla jumps? There's no animation or anything, he just moves up in the air. I mean, what's up with that? It just looks so awkward. What's even more awkward is that you can move while ducking. Looks like he's on one of those floor escalators. When you finish a level, you return back to the hexagon bullshit and the computer makes a move. From here, you can advance to fighting the enemy. This time, it's Godzilla. But look at this. Will you fight the enemy? Yes. Will you fight Godzilla? Yeah, I'm gonna fight Godzilla. That's the enemy, isn't it? So yeah, shouldn't it be obvious I want to fight him? Wait, I just realized. Why Godzilla? There's plenty of other options, and they go with Godzilla, who wasn't even from a Godzilla movie until after this game was made. What about Ghidorah, Ebirah, Hedorah the Smog Monster, Gigan? Well, anyway, you go to fight Godzilla. Wait, another stage?
Why do I have to go to another stage to fight Godzilla? On the hexagon of bullshit, Godzilla was right in front of me. They must be pulling on Ghostbusters. Yeah, you remember that, right? When you're in front of the blinking building, only then do you have to drive to the buildings, even though they're clearly right in front of you. Bunch of fucking assholeness.
So you make your way through the level, and this is just complete bullshit. There's so many obstacles in your way, and because the controls are fucked and you move so slow, you'll end up taking so much damage. Look at this. Look how much health I have left for this fight. And they don't even replenish it even a little bit. Fucking bastards. From here, it's simply button mashing. As long as you don't let Godzilla get too close to you, you'll do fine. See, beat Godzilla, and for some reason the game makes his death sequence last for 3 fucking hours. So alright, Godzilla's down. Who's next? Mothra? You kidding me? Why Mothra? Another monster that wasn't even from a Godzilla movie until after this game was made. He must be glitched because I got him cornered and he couldn't do anything. Once again, the game drags out the death sequence. After that, it's just more button mashing against rock piles and other random bullshit like these purple things. What the fuck are those anyway? What the hell are any of these enemies? Who in the hell thought this would make a good game? I want to find the sick son of a bitch who decided that this was the way to go for a fucking Godzilla game. Did the developers ever see a Godzilla movie? What could have possibly made them go this route? I just can't wrap my head around that one. How can you fuck up a Godzilla game this badly? Why does a wall take so much hits to break? A fucking wall! It's just not breaking! Ugh! I died. What? You don't get Godzilla back? He's dead for good? Does that happen in Super Mario Brothers? After you die 3 times, yeah, sure, but not after 1 fucking death. You're left with Mothra. You might as well just turn the game off if this happens. Mothra sucks. Oh yeah, Mothra can fly above all this stupid bullshit, but she gets knocked down whenever something touches her. She shoots balls and she drops wings. That's it. It's not even worth it.
Wow, Eric, what a great gift you got for me, you sick twisted fuck. How can they do this to a Godzilla? Between being in fucking space and fighting enemies that take way too many hits to kill and making it into a fucking board game, it's like... Well, this is where I'd end things, but I got another gift in the mail. Godzilla 2 for the NES. They just keep on fucking coming, don't they? And guess what? I've heard that Godzilla 2 is even worse than the first Godzilla. This I have to see. How could the first one's shittiness possibly be outdone? Well, I'm a fucking masochist, so let's find out.
From what I understand, you play as the military in this game, trying to prevent the monsters from destroying cities. That's already a big step down from being able to control Godzilla in the first game. The box for the second one looks a lot better though. In the first one, it's just Godzilla with lightning and some spaceships or whatever, but in this one, there's all kinds of chaos, with the fiery red coloring and Godzilla trampling on buildings. That is what I'm talking about. The fact that you don't play as Godzilla really pisses me off this time, since on the box, it's showing what Godzilla is all about. Well, let's see how the game plays. So like I said, you play as the military this time around and you're trying to prevent the monsters from destroying everything. And might I say, that's awfully lighthearted music to accompany a rather desperate situation. It's giving me a fucking headache actually. So we see Godzilla doing his trademark entrance of rising out of the ocean. That's kinda cool. Alright, so, onto the game. What is this? Seriously, what is this? This looks like Sim City. They call this a sequel to the other crapfest. This is not a sequel. It's its own fucking game. It's not even the same genre. And that music is driving me fucking nuts. Luckily, you can turn the music off, so let's do that. Ah, that's much better. The sound effects are gone too? Well, okay, then what's the point of that? You might as well just turn on the volume on the TV. It didn't say mute on the menu, it said music. Ugh. Well, this game uses the same kind of stupid-ass turn bullshit that the first game uses, only it's much more confusing this time around. I had to skip 3 turns in order to get to my first fight. Along the way, the monsters destroy things, which the game tells you by bringing up a big box. But the combat system is unlike anything you've ever seen. It's based on the result of a slot machine. It's practically impossible to get all 3 to the same result, so you'll never end up winning these things. This is pathetic. It's a fucking joke. Were they being serious with this? How fucking difficult can it be to make a Godzilla game where you're simply in a city destroying buildings? It's not rocket science, for fuck's sake. Hell, it's on the fucking cover of the game. That's misleading advertising. What you see in the box and what you get in the game are 2 completely different things. This is just insulting to me as a gamer. It's a bunch of bullshit and a disgrace to Godzilla fans everywhere. The fact that this game even exists is shocking to me.
Oh, god damn. How could they do this to the king of the monsters? This is just insulting. And you know what the worst part about it is? There's Game Boy games too, and I've got 2 of them. One simply being Godzilla, and the other being Godzilla Domination for the Game Boy Advance.
Let's try out Godzilla first. Okay, the title screen isn't bad. The music is decent, but what's wrong with Godzilla's face? I don't know. But just you wait. Though the title screen looks decent, all hope is lost as soon as you start the game. Check it out. Yeah, I don't even need to comment. Seriously, this embarrassing piece of fucking shit speaks for itself. Were they seriously just trying to mock Godzilla and just flat out fuck him up? Seriously, unless I saw the box for this game, Godzilla wouldn't even cross my mind when playing this fucking piece of crap. Well, you attack with your atomic breath, right? No, you'd use a boxing glove. Now tell me something. When has Godzilla ever used a boxing glove? In his nearly 60-year existence, I can't recall a single fucking time when he used a boxing glove to attack. And why does the music still play when you pause the game? It's confusing. If you're still hearing the music, it makes you think you actually didn't pause the game. Why can't it just keep quiet? Why can't it keep quiet anyway just to block out the shitty music? Feels like I'm watching fucking Teletubbies. And why don't the enemies die? Die! What the fuck? Oh my god. Just fucking die. Well, this game is good for people who want their shit on the go. There's not much else to say.
Okay, I've played enough of that game. Well, there's one more left. Godzilla Domination for the Game Boy Advance.
At this point, I've given up. Toho may be good at releasing Godzilla films, but when it comes to the games, they just fuck it up. Intentionally or not, it's still a damn shame. And it doesn't even make any sense. Like I mentioned before, it seems like they know the formula for the games. Just look at the box art for Godzilla 2 on Nintendo. It's Godzilla trampling buildings. So, they know what to do, they just don't fucking do it for some reason. Well, Godzilla Domination was made by Atari and developed for the Game Boy Advance. Man, remember the Game Boy Advance? Remember how huge that was? It was the successor to the Game Boy Color and was released in the US in the summer of 2001. I remember being excited as shit for the Game Boy Advance. I was broke and I asked her for my graduation and oh ho, you son of a bitch, I got it. I was so happy. My younger brother was so pissed off and so jealous I got it that he flipped me off when posing in a graduation photo my mom took. Stay classy, bro. I'm getting sidetracked, let's get back to business and play Godzilla Domination. The title screen, again, is okay. Domination is a bit hard to read, the letters are too close together. There's actually 4 different modes to this game, but for the sake of this video, let's stick with the story mode. Holy shit, now this is what I'm talking about. You get to pick a monster for this game, and as it turns out, this is a fighting game. As long as it's not like balls, there won't be a problem. You get to pick one of 6 monsters, from Godzilla to King Ghidorah to Rodan to Megalon, Mothra, and Mechagodzilla. Holy fucking ass. So here's the story. Meteor X flew over Tokyo. Come on, really? Meteor X? So typical. Well anyway, Meteor X has caused the monsters neurological damage, making them even more unpredictable and wild than before. Godzilla has been unaffected by the meteor, and it's in his hands to save humanity. Really? Godzilla destroys humanity and now it's up to him to save it? So you get up to the first fight against Megalon. I've gotta say, this animation is awesome. The controls are pretty good. It's a basic fighting game, but sometimes basic and simple is better than complex and overdone. You can trample on buildings, pick up buildings, and toss them at your opponents, and even use Godzilla's trademark Atomic Breath. The Atomic Breath is Godzilla's rage attack. In order to use the rage attack, you need to fill up the rage meter. You can do this by beating down your opponents, but also by trampling on buildings. But watch out, because you can also get hit by one. Damn! You can also collect power-ups such as health, but as far as I know, they appear randomly. So after you beat the first opponent, he partners up with you for the next fight. Honestly, he's not really all that helpful, but at the same time, he also doesn't get in the way. After you win this round, you get to a bonus stage, trampling on buildings and destroying spaceships. The game rewards you for doing what Godzilla does best. That's awesome. Well, at first it is anyway. After a little while, it's a little annoying. What, does this not stop until I die? Oh, it does. I don't get it. Now, for some reason, you don't have a partner anymore. Weird. Overall, Godzilla Domination is a good game. A damn good game. It's a great time waster, and since it's a portable game, it's even better. I'd recommend picking this one up. You can even play with friends in a versus mode. This game knows what's up.
Who would have thought that out of 4 Godzilla games, 2 of them being for the NES and 2 of them being for the Game Boy, that the fucking Game Boy one would be better? Like, wouldn't you think that the NES one would be better by far? I know I would. So in conclusion, the 2 NES titles, they sucked ass. The first Game Boy title was the worst one of them all, and the second Game Boy title was actually pretty enjoyable. Now, if you ever happen to come across the Godzilla Domination game, I'd recommend it. It's a pretty enjoyable game. Well, that about does it for Godzilla. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta mail a piece of shit to my friend Eric. He did that for me, so I might as well return the favor.